Well, good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to Sawmill, everybody. My name is Bill. This is Powered Solutions Forestry. And I'm taking a break from the shed build. I'll probably do the door over the weekend, but it's pretty much, it's dried in, the roof's on, the ridge cap's on. I still got to do the battens and I still have to do the door, and that's it. And then I can kind of move my sharpening stuff in there and all my sawmill equipment and my bands and everything, and I can start using it as a tool. I do have a little bit of a project that I'm going to do to it coming up in the future. It's going to be on the back burner for a while, but I'm going to put a farmer's porch on the front of it. Detached farmer's porch. So I'm actually going to build the platform, the uprights, the roof, and I'm going to make it so that it fits under the overhang, and I can just go over there and set it in front, have a little farmer's porch out front. But if I ever need the space over there, it's kind of a runway through there, I can move it out of the way and then put it back. So that is coming up. I do have other things I got to do first, but today what we have is we got to get back to milling, because I got a pile of milling because I took a couple weeks off finishing the shed up. I have to mill for customers. I have to mill some oak, 3/4 oak, 3/4 inches thick, 5.5 inches wide by like 8'6". I have a 9-foot oak, black oak log up on the mill here for an enclosed farmer's porch floor on a house down Cape. They bought a bunch of material from me earlier in the summer. You guys probably saw that if you watched that mill video. He loved how it came out. He just needs a little bit more. He's replacing the whole floor. Also, the timber frame that's going up down in Falmouth, Ben Silva, he needs sheathing for the roof. That's going to be, the roof is 18 feet long. He wants 16-foot, 1-inch thick pine for the main part of the roof. And then what we're going to do on the eaves is we're going to run a board vertical to cover each eave. And that's going to be like 12 or 13 inches wide by, say, 12 feet long. I think each side, I believe, or 10 feet long. I think each side is 18 by 10. So we'd need 4 of those, and we need enough 16-foot material to cover the whole thing if I don't have enough 16-foot logs. You can obviously piece it together over the rafters. So we got to cut a ton of that. We have to cut possibly cladding for his timber frame, but he may use a product that's 2 inches thick, tongue and groove finished. And we have to cut 5/4 oak flooring for it. And that's probably going to be various lengths. We're going to try to, we're going to do what we can do. We have a lot of logs up there that are 10, 12, 14 feet long. So we're not going to be able to give them full length oak, but we can give them nominal dimensions. So in width, so that he can do it pieces flooring together. So the things that I have to cut is I got to cut the 15, 5.5 by 3/4 thick first. Whatever's left over in this log, I will cut 5/4 nominal width board. So either 6s or 8s or 10s or whatever, however it works out. There might even be some 5.5s. If I end up with 2 5.5-inch cants, which I think this is where this is going to go, I think this is going to cant out around 14 inches. If I end up with 2 5.5-inch cants, then he's going to get some 5.5s by 5/4 thick, and he can always in the field rip them down to 5 or 4 or whatever he wants. So none of this log is going to go to waste. Excuse me. I also spent a whole lot of time yesterday cleaning up. So I cleaned under the mill, around the mill. I graded the yard. I got rid of my slabs. See the shed over there? God, it fits perfect. I cleaned under the mill. I shoveled everything out of there. I blew everything out of there. I got rid of all my slab wood. I burned a bunch of material over here. I'll probably burn some more this afternoon. We are running a Wood Miser Silvertip Turbo 7 that we cut that siding with the other day. So I don't think, it doesn't have enough board feet on it to be dull. and it's not dull. Whether it's sharp enough to do this whole order, I'm not sure. But in big oaks like this, you're always up against nails. So I'm hoping there's no nails in it. I don't see any black staining on it, which there would be. So we're just going to go with it. I'm going to pause you guys 1 second. Got my prototype Utility Pros back on. I just wore through this finger and through that thumb. So I am going to keep wearing them a little bit until they're kind of useless, which I imagine will be a couple more days. Could even be today. We'll find out. Some communicating with mechanics on these gloves on what I like and what I don't like about them. And the lifespan on these seemed to be about 2 weeks of working every day. And I mean 7 days a week on that shed. Doing carpentry, I did some milling, I did some firewood. But to get going here, we're going to start milling up this black oak. We're going to try to get it into a cant, and then we'll take it from there. It's going to be heavy. There's no easy way about it. I'll try to pause you guys as much as I can to cut down on the video time. But let's get to cutting it, and let's hope that this Silvertip Turbo 7 is going to run good. And if it doesn't, I'll switch over to a Stella Cut band. I might even do that after I get into a cant to make sure that these boards come out beautiful. There's a little bit of dirt on this log. I would rather dull this band on it than one of my Stella Cut bands because I'm down to, I think, 5 of them that I'm going to have to keep resharpening. But well, let's get at it here and let's see how it goes. It's cold out. It is cold out this morning. I kind of mapped myself out a cant on the end of this thing just to kind of give myself a guide. And we'll run it, see if I'm man enough to turn it by hand. I hope nobody finds that term offensive. It'd be pretty sad in this world if we end up at a point where saying man enough is an offensive term. All right, so we're going to start there. I am about 19 up right now. Water going. Gonna have to spread the guys. Looked like I was gonna clear, but I'm not. Man, I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm not even close to that. So first impression, I know you have a hard time seeing me there, is that band cut awesome. It cut really smooth. After all that cleanup, I am going to start doing some things differently around here. I am going to start cleaning up every day. When I'm done, I'm going to change the way I do things from now on. I think. I'm going to take one flitch off this. If I have 5.5 here. Yeah, I do. I can get a 5.5 inch board out of that. I'm going to take one flitch off at 3/4. It's cutting really good. Nice and smooth, very predictable. Get back down to where I was. That looks like it right there. So I got to come down to, I'm at 18 7/8, so I got to come to 18 to make a 3/4 inch flitch. And let's take that off right now. One thing that you don't want to mess around with when you're cutting a big log like this is staying on your top side too long. You want to get yourself flipped over as fast as you can. Yeah, that doesn't look, yeah, it is. It's 3/4 exactly. I'm not used to cutting 3/4 inch material here. I'll scrape this off, give you guys a look at it. It's pretty. You want to get your log flipped as early as you can. You don't want to take a chance of it becoming unstable and messing with your registration. So you want to get it on a flat surface as quick as you can. Let's get this thing scraped. We'll take a look at it. Looks like a pretty beautiful straight grained black oak, which is in the red oak family. Oh, it's gorgeous. In the red oak family, and it's a red oak floor that's going in. Yeah, pretty log, and it's cutting really good. You can see some, a few lines in it, but I mean, if I get in close, it's basically just the way it's drying right now. The moisture that's coming out of it that shows those lines. There's no bumps on it or anything like that. Cut really smooth, pretty log. Now all I got to do is do the man thing and see if I can get her flipped over. I am going to pause you guys while I do it in case I have to flip it with the machine. My body's pretty beat, so we're going to see, and I'll bring you right back. All right, so full disclosure, I had to flip it with the machine. This bark out here, the outside of this log's a little bit punky, and this bark's kind of, I don't know, it's sticking to the bunks. It wasn't so much a weight issue. It just didn't want to turn. I could lift it. I got it almost 90 degrees. And then I just said, the hell with it. I'm going to have, especially when this gets into a square, I'm going to probably need the machine anyway. So I flipped it with the machine with a strap, just wrap a strap around it, pick up, flipped it right over. And now we're going to take top off the other side, and then we'll see if we can get her on her side. Keep an idea, I'm at 10.5. I do not want to go below 12 right now. So I want to make, and I shouldn't. So just keep that in mind so I don't hit my stops, and let's take top off the other side. See where we are. Make sure nothing's in my way. It's going to probably be going to come down to my mark and then come up from there. So, all right, so that would end up being 14.5. That's 14. I got to come up to 14 7/8. That's going to give me a 1-inch flitch, 3/4 flitch there. And then 5/8 and 15 3/4 will give me another 3/4 inch flitch. So let's try that. Let's try the 15 3/4, and I should be able to drop on 3/4 to get down. All right, well, it was a nail. Right down near the butt. Yep. Scorched the band, 2 nails. I'll show them to you, and then I'm going to have to pause you and take them out and switch the band. Leave the mill head down here, switch the band out. How normally I would leave the band on to try to keep going into a square, but it took a bad dive after those nails, so that means that it's not going to run good. You hit those two right there. They've been in there a long time. Look at how the tree grew around them, the grain and stuff like that. Those nails have been in there a long, long time. I hope that's all that's in this thing. I really do. So I've got another Silvertip Turbo 7 in my box. See if we can get it into a square with that before I start going at this thing with a brand new sharp Stella Cut band. I am going to pause you guys and I'll pull the nails out. I'll show them to you when I get them out. And I'll probably pull the nails out, do a band change, and then I'll be back. It's one reason why I hate oak yard trees. They always got metal in them. So it's really interesting because, number one, there's no staining. These, at first I thought they were screws, but they're not. They're ring shank nails. I don't know if you can see the texture on them. They're ring shank nails, but they didn't stain. So whatever the metal is in these, which is why it roached the band, they got to be like pretty hard, almost like stainless steel. And they caused no staining in the log. There was no black staining on the end. There's no black staining around them, if you saw from the video. And I thought they were screws, and they tried to twist them out, and they didn't twist out. So then I pulled on them. I was afraid to break them, and they came out. So I got another Silvertip Turbo 7 on there that's got some time on it. I'm going to see if I can get this into a cant with it. And I think, worst case, I've got a brand new Silvertip Turbo 7 in there and a resharp Stella Cut band. I think I'll switch to the Turbo 7 if I hit another piece of metal or if this is too dull to cut. I have 8'6" to this damage. He needs 8 foot. So I am going to, I'm going to check something real quick. I am going to drop and take a 3/4 flitch off this. Make sure that's not metal. No. I'm going to drop and take a 3/4 flitch off it because this end where it dropped off doesn't matter. I can cut it off right here and still have 8/6 for him. So we're going to fire it up. I think I'm at 15 3/4. I'm going to have to drop to 13 7/8. So it's 3/4 plus an 8. 14 7/8. That should give me a 3/4 inch thick board. Now let's try it. One thing's for sure, I am definitely rotating these bands well. It cut beautiful. That band was not dull in any way, shape, or form. Cut awesome. I'll check my 3/4 here, make sure. Yeah, 3/4 of an inch, perfect. Can't believe that's how thin he wants them. Huh. It looks so thin to me. So we can do. So there was a little bit of black staining here. I can see the hole where it went down. There's a teeny little bit of black staining right here. Hopefully that's not another nail. Hopefully that's where it bled down. We can see if I can flip this on the side. I'll try it. Like I said, my body's pretty beat from being up and down ladders and working on that shed. It's kind of funny, we're working on the shed. I get speed up. Okay, I gotta get my log dog assist ready to go because it's going to be heavy. So what I'm using my log dog assist for is as I get it up, if I have to stop, I can stuff it in there and hold it at an angle, and then I can try to go further. All we got to do with this one is flip it 90 degrees and square it up. So let's check it out. See if we can do it. Do some man shit, Bill. Do some man shit. If I could get the... Okay. I'm going to try to do one big heave-ho and see if I can get it most of the way there. Oh, Jesus. So what's happened is the bark is just digging into the bunks. Okay, let me see if I can kind of keep it right there for a second. I also use my log dog assist as a oh shit mechanism so that the log doesn't roll over on me like it just tried to do. Hit me in the head. The punky bark on the outside is digging into the bunks when I do this. That's why it's so hard to turn. It's not the weight. Okay, it's got to go further. I don't know why I put my PV down. I got to get my little PV out here. Oh, God damn it. It's got to go quite a bit more. And it over-rotated. So I got to see what that looks like on my stops. I don't know why it over-rotated. Oh, because that stop's so far down. It looks square on that stop, though. It should be square, but it's not. It's over-rotated. Double check it down here. This is why you check it with a square. Yeah, it's over-rotated. So since I got my log dog assist in the bottom, stuffed in it, I can pull back on it, and the log dog assist will make the bottom move over. Then we can try to square it up again. Oh, shit. Didn't want that to happen. That's why you got to be careful. This big log rolls over on you right here. It's not going to be a good day. You got to get that thing set. Oh. All right, let's try something just a little bit different here. I'm going to use a wedge. I'm going to use a wedge on the bottom. See if I can do it that way. Okay, it's going to go quite a bit more. This is the cut that you got to get right, guys. I know it seems tedious, but this is the cut. Oh, God damn it. You got to be so careful with a log like this, too. It doesn't want to sit here. Almost there. Oh, just a hair more. Just a hair more. Just a hair more. I want to get this cut right. Don't want to go a lot here. I got to go just a dinky little bit. Get this thing fit in. Come on. seems good. Perfect. Okay. Now we're square. Now we can dog it off. We're going to want to dog it off on the dog that's high first. Okay. Let's take the top off it and get it flipped over. Hopefully no more nails. Keep your fingers crossed. Well, I'm right on my line. I'm going to take it there. It doesn't look like a great cut, but I'm going to take it right there first. More nails. This one roached the band. Bent the teeth up. I'll show you the band in a second. So this band is destroyed. Just wrecked this band. What I need to do is I need to try to get through this section. There's plenty of good wood in this log. I don't want to not try to finish it. I probably will go into my shop and grab a Silvertip Turbo 7 that is waiting to be sharpened and go with that. One that doesn't say that it was damaged. But I got to try to get through this. This is going to be ugly because it damaged these teeth so bad. So if I can just get through whatever I just hit, that's going to save me a lot of headache going forward. I'm going to have to try to back out of the cut. I got to get this thing wedged up a little bit. What's happening is that the teeth that it roached are bent up. You know, I might be able to bend them back down. Maybe they just break off. If I just ground them off right now, that would be even better. Let me get it around to where that is. I'll show you what's going on here. If I can get these teeth bent back down or just ground right off, I probably could finish this cut. Okay, so it's right here. I'm going to take you out of the holder and show you what's going on. There's one section of teeth that are bent straight up, and that's what's grabbing the log funny. So I'm going to try something I've never seen done before. So see how these are all, I'm going to get you something to focus on. See how these are all bent up? So when they're going in there, look at the size of the kerf it's creating. So it looks like it starts right here and then they start bending up. And you can see how bad that one's bent right there. I could get, there you go. So I'm going to see if I can bend them back down, this one section, and see if I can finish this cut. That would save me a lot of headache if I could do that. And if there's one more piece of metal in this thing towards the end. Give you a view over here. Actually, let me go to the side with you. I'm going to be kind of in your way here. I'm going to apologize. I'm going to kind of be in your way. I'm just going to grab a pair of pliers. Oh, I get my vice grips out right here. I'm going to see if I can clip them on. See if I can get these teeth bent down kind of straight. Kind of straight with, oh Jesus, going the wrong freaking way. I'm just hoping this log doesn't end up being a lost cause. I can break them off. That's going to help. Oh, that one bent. I just want it kind of straight. Back it up just a little bit. I don't want to bend them the other way. Breaking them off would even be better. That's pretty straight. That's good. If I could break them, that'd be awesome. That's pretty straight. That's pretty straight. That's pretty straight. That's pretty straight. Hopefully there's not too many more of these. Wow. Yeah, there is. Thought there was just a few. There's quite a few. Just like to get them straight enough just to maybe be able to milk through the rest of this cut. I don't know if this will work or not. I've never tried this. Because I would imagine the teeth that didn't hit those nails are probably still pretty sharp and should be able to cut enough to get me to go through it. Wow. Oh my God. No, they're horrible. It's horrible. There's a hole. I'm going to have to take it out. It's not going to work. I don't know if you can see how bad those are there. They're bent straight up. There's too many of them to do. All right. So I got to get backed out of this cut. Let's see if I can get my hatchet in here. I don't know if that's enough or not. Let's see if we can get backed out. I got to get those bent teeth out of the cut. Okay, let's see if we can go backwards now. Nope. Oh, fuck. All right, I'm going to have to pause you guys. I got to get myself out of this cut. So I'm going to pause you and I'll be back. All right, well, so I hit one sideways and I found another one. There was a black stain here and I ended up having to dig that one out pretty deep. The head was, I actually got to the head. This one I cut through sideways and it destroyed the band. That band is garbage. Yep, I got you. See ya. You see these teeth just bent right over. Weird metal on those, same thing, the ring shank things. So I'm going to come in, try to cut this chunk off. We'll see how this band's cut. And I grabbed two out of my need to be sharpened pile that felt like they were had an edge on them. And we are going to go with these, even if I have to go slow to try to get it into a square. Make sure we don't see any more black. These nails are kind of tricky because it doesn't look like they really show a lot. So I'm going to fire it up, come down to where this was here, and then just cut that off. And if it cuts good, I'll probably go back and take another cut off it to true it up. I have a friend who actually needs some 1/8-inch thick stuff, hardwood. And so I could actually take it right off of this right here and try it on this anyway. All right, let's see. I don't remember where I was. I just remember it was 15 3/4, 14 7/8 was probably it. Oh no, 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 no! I'm higher than that. I'm way higher than that. Oh, this was a top cut. That's why. All right, so I'm at like. All right, I'm gonna try it right here. I think. Yeah, just above 18 1/4, and it looks like it's just brushing. All right, so it is cutting. It's not cutting, not sharp, but it is cutting. It did cut fairly smooth and fairly flat, so I'm going to go back, try to take her 1/8-inch thick piece off this thing. So I'm actually going to just go see if I can drag it back on the wood. It's about what she needed, so I got to go down 1/8 and 1/8. So, oh, that's up. So from here, and we go there. That's 1/8. And that. Let's see how thick that is when I try it. Looks like it's like 3/16 thick. We'll go ahead and cut it like that. It's going to shrink anyway. That actually cut pretty good. Danny, come. Make sure I keep an eye on Danny. Danny, come. I'm going to have to put this thing somewhere where it's not going to twist up like a pretzel. Let me pause you guys 1 second. I got to find the dog and I'll get ready to go on another cut. All right, I'm going to try a test piece here because the ones that I cut, they're kind of thin. Um, they're really close to 3/4, but I think allowing a full 1/8 for some reason on these Turbo 7s is giving me a little less than 3/4, allowing an 1/8. You would think it would give me more, right? You think allowing, I mean, yeah, they're like a 16th under. So that means I need to drop more. I'm going to try a test here. I know you can't see me. A test cut on this one to see how much I have to drop to get it 3/4. So I'm going to drop 3/4 and an eighth and make a mark on it and see if I have to go an extra 16th. And I'll cut one off. I could get 2 boards out of this one. So let me see where I am here. All right, so I'm just above 17 3/4. So if I drop to 17, that just above 17, that's 3/4 of an inch. And then if I go, I'm going to go an eighth from there. So this is like almost an extra 30 seconds. Let's see what that comes out like. So essentially I have to go like a 30-second-ish or 16th more. That's a perfect 3/4 right there. Just so I know that going forward, and think we can pretty much cut with this band for now. I'm like 15 wide. I want to cut with this band until I kind of get the thing square. Hopefully all the metal within the outside of the log. Here's another one. Oh, here's another one. It didn't waste the band on that time. That was more like a normal nail strike there. Kept cutting. I am going to take the other side off with this band. There's 2 boards in this one. 1 board here, at least 1 board on the bottom. Sorry you can't see me, but I'm just getting it off. This can be a hell of a video. Cut band, cut band, cut band. Yep. Another one was right next to the other one. The one I pulled out. So I'm going to dig this one. I'm going to pause you guys, and in the magic of YouTube, you'll be back in 2 seconds. Dig this one out, flip it over, cut the other side off it with this band, cutting just like it is, and then we will throw a new band on. All right, so we got her flipped. I had to do it with the machine. I couldn't do it by hand. The bark is just too punky. I'm going to try and take this top off, and then hopefully with this band, if there is any metal in this, we don't want to hit any more metal. And then I'll probably switch over bands to a new Turbo 7 and try to cut the rest of it out. So it'd probably end up being a part 2 on this would be my guess. Let's see if we get any metal on this guy. Okay, just gonna throw one dog on it quick. I wasn't gonna dog it, but I'm gonna. Be coming down into the strike zone here in a minute. Oh my God, I passed without hitting something? That's like incredible. I think I'd like to take 3/4 more off it, so I'm just above 14. I'm going to take one more board off it before I swap over. Just above 14, and I'm there. See how thick that is. I don't like the fact that this doesn't cut on scale. Yeah, all right, that's a little more than 3/4. So let's cut this piece off. Another nail. Okay. We get another nail. Got to be getting to the end of them. How many can be in here? It's kind of a funny thing to say. I'm not having a great time right now. Oh yeah? Looks like there's at least one there, maybe two. This board over here, he does have a planer, so they are planable. I have to make sure that, oh, wow, what the hell is that thing? This thing's weird. It's got like some sort of plastic around it or something. Oh, can't wait to see what that is. probably take you long to see it. We'll figure out what that, we'll take that out of the other side. It's got to come out of here too, so we can plane it. And there is some more staining on this log. Some of the nails that I hit were almost dissolved too. So I'm gonna have to investigate probably that spot right there. And we gotta see what the heck that is. So I'll actually, since this will probably be the end of this video, I'll go ahead and dig them out with you guys watching. You just gotta give me 2 seconds to grab my stuff while Danny runs around over there. So far, I have only wrecked one band, which is good. I wrecked one band. The other bands are all salvageable so far. Oh. Come on. This one's not in there very good. It's moving around, so it should come right out. Oh, just barely hit it. Oh my God. It was, hate to say this, but it was just the tip. Well, let's see if we can get what's over here. Oh yeah, head of a nail. I'll show you in a second. It's in there pretty good too. It's way down in there. I definitely would have hit this at some point. Hopefully this is it for this log. I am going to have to grab a hatchet for this, so hang tight. I just grab my hatchet so we can dig this out. We are rapidly destroying this log. All I got to do is end up with a nice clean cant. Nope. Oh my God, there's nothing there. This one dissolved. It was only like a tack, just a tack. I'll show you those. This nail dissolved in the tree, I think. So I actually believe you guys might get to see one more cut, because I think even with the way it was running down here, it cut pretty flat. I'd like to do one more cut off this and take one more 3/4 board off here, see if I can salvage any of them. I'll show you what the, man, that thing would mess up your day right there. That's really sharp. Look at that thing. It's like a tack. And then that was all that was left of the other one. I bet they were similar at one point. When they dissolve, they get like a needle. So I think I'd like to try and take one more pass off this. Now I'm gonna flip it, or I'm gonna map out my 5.5 inch cants. I think I still got to take a cut pass off the side. I'm gonna take one more pass, but I think I want to do it with a newer band. I can put the other half roach band on and see if it'll cut. Let's do that. I'm gonna pause you. All right, I'll give you a bonus cut here. I got a 10-degree band on. This just came out of my needs to be sharpened pile. It's the only 10-degree band that I have. We can take one more cut off here and see if we don't hit any metal. And if we do hit metal, I'm gonna have to finish this log at some point. All right, so 13 and So if I just drop it to 12 1/8 is 1 inch. Come up to 16th. Let's see what that does. This one ain't gonna like this. 3/4. So if I drop an inch and come up a 16th, it gives me a 3/4 inch cut. See if I can force this one. I'll go real slow and get this one through. Clean up the side. Danny, stop it. This one is just something. Coming into the strike zone. All right, boys and girls, it's probably going to be the end of the video. I'm just going to take this plank off. It needs to be edged down. And I'm going to do some measuring, and I'm going to take a clean face, probably take a 5.5 inch slab off it with a brand new band. So probably this face here. Take a 5.5. I'll probably flip this up. I want to get some of this. Yeah, I'll flip this up. Take a 5.5 and a 5.5, I think, out of it. Maybe make one truing cut on this face first and then drop 5.5, and that gets me just above this little imperfection here. How wide am I? So I'm 15 wide, so I can take a 5.5 and a 5.5 off this with no problem. Stay away from the lane down the bottom. So I take a 5.5. That's going to be all his boards with no problem. It's 12 wide. So at 3/4 of an inch, that's going to be all his boards with no problem. Matter of fact, all of them above the pith too. So I'm going to shoot another video. I'm going to throw a brand new band on. We're going to flip it up. It's too bad I couldn't do it this way because I have enough wood here to get all 15 of his boards out of this one side. If I just took a 5.5 off it, I'm just scared because of this one piece of wane right here. That would kind of stink. Or keep the 15 dimension because it's a clean side against a clean side. That would give me all 15 of his boards. Yeah, I could do that. Oh yeah, it's perfect. It's above it, except for this one little piece of wane right here. So I'm going to put a brand new band on. Actually, I'm going to make another cut. You're not going to see it, but I'm going to make one more cut. I'm going to take this down another 3/4. Then I'm going to put a new band on. I'm going to flip it up. I'm going to make a real slow cut so it comes out nice and flat. That's nice and flat. I'm going to take one more 3/4 off it. Then I'm going to flip it up. No. I'm going to take a 3/4 inch board off this, put a new band on, drop down 5.5. And that will get me, that's going to get me all of his boards out of this one piece. And I might be able to steal a couple out of those flitches that are nice and clean. That'll get me everything. So that's the simplest thing to do. So when you guys come back, we'll be ripping 3/4 inch boards. It seems like the best way to do it is to go down an inch and then come up a 1/16, and that cuts me a pretty good 3/4 inch board. 3/4 perfect. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. That keeps me away from the wane on the bottom, and then we can make a decision later on how we're going to cut the rest of this log out, or if we're going to cut the rest of this log out. So for now, appreciate the watch of this disaster. You guys, this whole hour long, and you got to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like 10 cuts in an hour. So I'll see you on the other side.